Hello everyone, thank you for watching that failed attempt at a book shopping montage. I don't know how people do it. I just kept forgetting to get my camera out. So that is why it was as short as it was. But I had such a good time book shopping in London. I bought 11 books, which I have got in my Notting Hill bookshop bag. My mum and I were being very touristy, as you can see by this photo here. We were just loving it. I am going to go through all the books that I got, just pull them out of this bag. Some I bought because I've wanted them for a little while. Others I just bought there and then after reading the synopsis. The first one I got was None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I have been wanting to pick this one up for a little while since it came out, to be honest. I really do like Lisa Jewell. I do feel like some of her books, she's a little bit hit and miss for me, but for the most part, I do enjoy her books. This one is about these two women and they find out that they are actually birthday twins, and one of them is a podcast host and the other manages to convince her to get her on her podcast despite her not really being like famous or well known or anything like that. And I think what happens is she starts revealing things on this podcast that are perhaps quite dark, and I think it's just all gonna go from there. I don't fully know what this is about, but because it's about a podcast, I'm all for it and I'm really excited to get to this one. Next up is one that I didn't actually know. I'd not heard of it despite it being a woman's prize long list, and it is Night Bloom by Peace Adzo Mehdi. So this one, I read the back of this book while I was in the bookshop and it just sounds so up my street. We're essentially following these two cousins who are like best friends growing up in Ghana, and something happens where they end up not speaking to each other or seeing each other for a really, really long time. One stays in Ghana, the other goes off to the States, and they end up coming back together. I'm assuming we follow what happened, traumas that they've been through, and essentially just what went on and why they stopped speaking. I'm so excited about this. I love family relationships, complex families. I am so excited to get to this one, and I'm going to prioritise this one pretty soon. I think my dog has managed to scratch the top of this one actually already. It's been in the bag. I don't know how that's happened. Can you see those scratch marks? My lord. Anyway, the next one, another one that I picked up because of reading the blurb, it is If I Survive You by Jonathan Escoffery. This one says, "What are you?" This is the puzzled question that greets a young Trelawney growing up in a Miami where his racial ambiguity is regarded with confusion and suspicion. It's not just his neighbours. His Jamaican parents, Topper and Sanya, don't seem to understand him either. Then there's his stubborn older brother Delano, who is determined to secure a better future for his own children no matter what it takes. As both brothers navigate the challenges littered in their path, a woefully unreliable father, racism, recession, and even a hurricane, they find themselves increasingly at odds. Will they make it through together, or must one brother's future come at the cost of the other's? I thought that sounded so interesting and I'm so excited to get to this one. This was a Booker Prize 2023 shortlist. I had heard of this, but I didn't really know what it's about. I'd just kind of seen the cover, but yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one as well. Next up, we have got Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke and Other Misfortunes. I've been wanting to read Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke for a really, really long time. It's a short story that I heard so much about when it first came out, and I really wanted to get my hands on it, but I really struggled to find it. And then it's been brought out with other short stories, so this is an anthology. I, to be honest, am most excited to read Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, but I am looking forward to reading the others too. This is known for being very odd, very strange, but I can't wait to get to it nonetheless. All I really know is that it's about these two women who end up having a conversation. Is it through Craigslist? And they ask each, like, the things they get each other to do just become wilder and wilder. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think I'm going to read this one ASAP. Next up, I've left a sticker on this one, is Games and Rituals by Catherine Heine. I picked this one up because of the author. I read Early Morning Riser by this author last year. It was the first book I read in 2023 and I loved it, gave it 5 stars. So I would like to read everything by this author. This is a short story collection. I don't really know much about what it entails. I am just really looking forward to reading more from this author, so I decided to pick this one up. Next, we have got Swimming in the Dark by Thomas Jodorowsky. Sorry if I've said that wrong. This one is set in 1980 in Poland, and we are following these two young boys falling in love, and they spend this summer together, and like I said, they fall in love, and then they are kind of thrown back into the reality of where they are living in the time that they are living. And I think it's just going to be them trying to keep their relationship alive. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be fantastic. I've heard amazing things about this one. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Next, we have got Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. I did have a copy of this. My dog ripped it to pieces. I don't know how much I had read of it. Not too much. I haven't got too far in, but I was really enjoying it when I was reading it. In this one, we're following this man. It's set in the 1950s, and this man is in Paris. He is engaged to a woman, but then he meets this man, Giovanni, and things go from there. I'm going to start it again from the beginning because I can't remember where I got up to, but I was really enjoying it before Sunny ruined it for me. I'm so looking forward to reading this one, and I am really wanting to get into James Baldwin's writing because I've just heard incredible things, and I haven't completed a book by James Baldwin yet, so this one will be the first. Next is one that I am so excited about. I'm gonna read this one this month, I think. It is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. This sounds so interesting. So the overall premise of this is that we are following this group of women. I think there's 30 something women. They have been imprisoned, and none of them can remember how they got there. And I think what happens is one of them escapes, one of the younger women, I think she's a teenager, she manages to escape, and then it all goes from there. I think this sounds so interesting and I cannot wait. I think this is translated. Yeah, translated from the French. So yeah, I think this sounds so good. I cannot wait to get to this one, and it will be read in April, hopefully. It's really short. It's only 188 pages. So yeah, really looking forward to getting to this one. Next up, we have got The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. I've kind of ruined the dust jacket of this one. I didn't want to buy any hardcovers while I was shopping, but then I saw this one, and I have been so intrigued by this book for such a long time, I just couldn't not get it. This book is essentially following this town, and I can't remember when it's set. I feel like it's the 70s. 1972. So it's set in this town in 1972, and in this town we have Jewish people and African American people living together in this town. And what happens is a body is found, and what I think happens is that nobody is kind of talking about it, nobody's giving anything away. Everyone in this town is kind of on the same wavelength, they've got the same story, they are not letting up what happened. And then I think we go back to 1925, yeah, where I think we're going to get answers as to what went on and how this body got there. But yeah, I think this sounds so intriguing. Again, it's one that I want to get to immediately. I feel like I'm saying that about all of these, and obviously it's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to get to all of these as soon as I can, but because this one is a hardback, I don't know when the paperback comes out of this, but I'd like to read this before then, because I get annoyed at myself if I don't read the hardback before the paperback comes out, because I may as well have just got the paperback because I prefer them. But anyway, this one I am really looking forward to. Okay, and then the last two, these are the two that I actually bought from the Notting Hill bookshop. We have got In Memoriam by Alice Wynne, another one I've heard incredible things about. This is again another love story between two men, and I think this is set during the war. I think it's World War One. Yeah, in 1914, war feels far away to Henry Gaunt and Sidney Elwood. They're too young to enlist, and anyway, Gaunt is fighting his own private battle, an all-consuming infatuation with the dreamy, poetic Elwood, not having a clue that his best friend is in love with him and always has been. When Gaunt's mother asks him to enlist in the British Army to protect the family from anti-German attacks, he signs up immediately, relieved to escape his overwhelming feelings, but Elwood and their classmates soon follow him into the horrors of the trenches. Though Elwood and Gaunt find fleeting moments of solace in one another, their friends are dying in front of them, and at any moment they could be next. I feel like this is going to be absolutely heartbreaking, but I cannot wait. I keep saying that about all of these. Obviously, I bought them. I am going to be excited about them, but this just sounds fantastic. I might save this as a family book club pick, but I do say that often and then I just get too excited and read them anyway, but we'll see. And then the final book that I bought was Checkmate by Ali Hazelwood. I've heard fantastic things about this one as well. I've actually still got 3 Ali Hazelwoods to read, including this one. I haven't read Love Theoretically yet or Bride, but I have read all of her other books, including her novellas, short stories. I think they're novellas. This one is a young adult, but I think it's actually technically more new adult, following these two. They're either late teens, early 20s, and they are chess players, and it's their relationship and them falling in love, and I think it's gonna be really good. I've heard really, really great things. I don't know why, but I always feel like things that are about, like, I really want to read The Queen's Gambit and watch it, but I haven't yet because I'm waiting to read the book before I watch the show, but it intrigues me so much. This does too, and it's the chess element. Despite I've never played chess, I don't know how to play chess, but something about it does intrigue me. But anyway, yeah, this one is another one that I'm obviously very excited to get to. So those are the 11 books that I bought while I was shopping in London. My bank account is not too pleased. I know I did literally just film a book unhaul to make space on my shelves, and I've now just got another pile of books here that need to find places on my shelves. That book unhaul was kind of done because I knew that I'd be book shopping in London and I'd probably buy quite a lot of books, which I have. So yeah, we're gonna have to try and find space for all of these, but that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the very short montage at the beginning. If you have read any of these books, please let me know and let me know your thoughts. But yeah, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I would love it if you could like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!